everybody. Welcome. Thank you all so much for joining. It's going to be a fun day today. And I'm lucky to be joined with Edvin again today. Welcome, Edvin.
Hey, garden friends. Glad to be back. I feel like I've been gone for literally ages.
Well, we're happy to have you back.
Nice. So it's my favorite time when Carrie texted me and asked me, "Hey, do you want to talk about or do you want to join me in today's live stream?" And when she asked what was the topic, she said fall gardening, and I knew I could not miss this one. So definitely did everything I could to make it out, and happy to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, welcome. This is going to be a fun one today. We are going to be talking all about September gardening, everything you can be doing, which is so much. So I feel like we're going to have to cram a lot of things in, but hopefully we can hit most all topics because there's so much that you can be doing this September. It's amazing how much you can grow in the fall. It's my
Yeah,
favorite.
it's like there's people like ending their or their summer gardens while also starting their fall gardening. So it's kind of
Mhm.
like a very busy time right now.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um, So, welcome for those of you who are new here. My name is Carrie. My husband Dale and I are the creators of the Seed to Spoon app. We started gardening ourselves back in 2015, and we had to learn everything along the way. I mean, neither one of us had ever really done much at gardening at all. So we went from, having a traditional Oklahoma backyard because I'm here in Zone 7 in Oklahoma, and we went from having like just this, and those were our first two little garden beds out there. They're little small 4x4 beds. And we turned our entire backyard over to a bunch of gardens and learned so much along the way. And we were like, oh man, I really wish that there was an app for that. So, yeah, there we
Yeah,
are.
and thank you guys so much for doing that because I definitely learned a lot from you guys just starting out here in Oklahoma not too long ago. And it really worked out that you guys are, I mean, what, like half an hour away from me. So anything that you guys said was applicable to us. And then you guys came out with the Seed to Spoon app, and then it's like you're helping out the whole world. So thank you guys for doing that, definitely.
Aw. Well, you know what? It helps us too. That's what I always say. Like it's amazing because it was built by gardeners, like for me essentially. Like I always just tell them, I'm like, okay, wouldn't it be cool if we had this feature? Because I need that for the garden. And they're like, okay, let's do it. So it's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And then along the way too, we discovered SmartPots like about a year into gardening, and we're like, ah, these are definitely not going to last us forever. And here we are, like almost 10 years later, and they're all still doing amazing. So,
Yeah, I know.
and,
Like
and those
Kurt
plants
loves
just
to go.
thrive.
Yeah, Kurt, our president, loves to kind of joke literally at every trade show because it without a fail, it has been every single trade fair we go to. It's like somebody comes up and they're like, "Oh, we're on their ninth, 10th year on their same smart pots that you gave us, back in the day." And we're like,
Yeah.
"Well, that sounds great. Hopefully, why don't you get you a new smart pot, And but no, they really do last. So it's kind of a running joke with us that it's a problem we have that our pots kind of last a little too
But
long.
they last
So
too long. They work too
yeah,
good, right?
exactly.
That's awesome. That's a good problem to have. But welcome. I see a lot of you guys in the chat. Hello, everybody. I see people from everywhere. So welcome. A lovely fake
Man,
fall day.
yeah, we
That's where
we
we
went
are too.
yes, we went camping this weekend here just an hour from OKC, and man, it really did. It was like perfect fall weather, and I'm like it's either going to be 100 degrees or snowing in about a week. So I'm like we're going to enjoy it while it was there. Yeah,
Uh,
everybody just has amazing weather right now.
yeah, it definitely is amazing. Let's see what the temperature is here. It's 75 here, which is just, it is unheard of. It was awesome because it was seriously like upper 90s, like super hot up until my birthday. And then it was literally my birthday that it dropped into the 70s. I was like, what a birthday
Nice.
present that was. I was like, this is
Nice.
amazing. I love it. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's pretty much stayed that too for a while. I'm like, this is great.
I know.
So
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's kind of eerie though. I've lived here for a very short time in Oklahoma. What I've learned is if it's good weather for a little bit of time, it's like there's something brewing. But I don't know.
oh, I know.
We're hoping
Hopefully,
not.
Hopefully, none of those crazy ice storms, which usually, whenever we have like mild summer, there's usually something crazy that goes over the winter. But
Man, this morning, I think one of our local news channels on their Facebook posted a picture of like the city snowed in, and there was like saying like predictions for the winter, and I was like, I do not want to even click on that link. I'm okay. Hey,
hi,
hello from
Dorothy.
Norman.
Yeah, right around the corner from us. Yeah, welcome. Oh, real quick, we'll pop this question up too. So, he's asking about the smart pots and how to tell different sizes.
Yes, Harry, I appreciate your question. I know that is a problem that we have. I mean, our packaging literally hasn't changed for like 30 years. The only way you can even tell it's a smart pot is that little American flag. We are working on that. The easiest way to tell is if you can measure the whole diameter of it. On our website, if you go to the top right, frequently asked questions, there's a sizing chart.
Nice.
The bottom diameter is going to be they're different for each size. So if you have like for I think it's like a 18-inch diameter, you're like at like a 15-gallon. That's going to be the best way. If you need any more help, give us a call, 800-521-8089. We're going to go ahead and answer the phone live, and we can help you if you need that extra help. But measuring the bottom is going to be the best and easiest
Awesome.
way
I
to
didn't
figure that
even
out.
know that. That's awesome.
Yep.
I popped that up. I was like, I'm curious to know too because I have so many. I'm like, I'm like, it's either a 7 or 10. I'm like, I can do this. Like, that's
No,
great.
and like we're trust me, like whenever we go to shows and like the pots we have, we take the tags off. So, somebody's like looking at the sizing and we're trying to like, oh, I think that's a 7 or 10 gallon. And so yes, but measuring the bottom is going to be your sure proof way.
Yeah, it definitely would make that easier too.
Yes, we'll
I'm not,
definitely look into that.
but yeah,
Yes, we will definitely look into that for sure.
yeah, I think that's great. Okay. Well, here we go. And if you guys have any questions, please pop them into the chat. We're just going to be hanging around and chatting.
Yeah, I saw
Yay!
Danny. Yeah, for me, once my squash like finally flower and fruit, I feel like I don't know about you, Carrie, but like once I get one fruit, it's like I know for sure there's gonna be like it just I don't know, they just multiply.
They
I mean,
really
it's
do. It
just
happens fast, which is exciting.
yeah, it's
It's
the perfect time for that right now. I mean, it's like literally you'll come out in the morning to water and there'll be like three new fruits and yeah, it's amazing.
it's the best problem to have whenever you have too many of them and you're trying to figure out what to do with them and how to store them. Oh, thank you, CJ. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that I hit this too because I always forget to mention it. We are doing a giveaway at the end of the live stream too for a free 1 year premium seed to spoon app subscription, along with a smart pot of some sort, maybe.
Yeah, actually, super cool announcement. Really, really quick. I know we're trying to get started on this.
Yeah,
So
you're good.
SmartPot, while we were gone, Carrie, we actually got honored another U.S. patent by the United States Patent Office. So actually, our compost sack, which is a 50-gallon or 100-gallon compost bin with cover, is now a U.S. patented product by SmartPot.
Oh, nice.
So I thought, why not a great idea to announce that here? And also give away a 50-gallon mini compost sack to a lucky person. So they're going to get
That's
a free premium subscription and a 50-gallon compost sack.
what a perfect timing for that too, because I feel like this is a good month. Like if you haven't started composting, it's a really good month to start because you're going to have a lot of things clearing out from the garden. You'll have a lot of greens, lots of leaves, lots of everything. Like
Yeah, I mean, with the
perfect.
right mix, I mean, literally with just the leaves, the right mixture in there, kind of water it, keep it at a good temperature. You'll have usable compost to use. I mean, this season or at the end of the season, just kind of stick it all in there, let it turn itself, through winter, and by spring you'll have some great fertilizer to use. So,
That's
lucky person will go ahead and take that home with them. It's pretty cool.
very exciting. Yeah, I haven't ever used it myself, but I do see some people in the chat that have used it and like it. So that's great.
Yeah, so make
Uh
sure you guys are commenting.
yes.
Keep and commenting, asking us questions, and let us know what you're growing in your garden or planning on growing in your garden. I know that Carrie's got a lot of cool varieties and a lot of purple varieties. I know she's probably going to
Of
show us, so
course.
I'm super excited.
It's always fun to talk about fall. It really is my favorite time of year to garden because the weather just it. like I was outside like all weekend long just because it was so beautiful. I loved it. I was like, I'm just gonna go outside and do whatever I need to do, clean up around here, and like, yeah, it's been so beautiful. But it really is my favorite time of year because it's been so hot over the summer. I haven't been able to be outside a lot, and yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's gotten so hot this summer. It's like you can't even be out there and think right. I mean, it's like you're just sweating
yeah.
bullets. I mean, right now you can go out there and it almost feels like time you don't even it just flies because you're just
Exactly.
enjoying.
It was just
Yeah.
so beautiful. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to be outside right now. So anyways, yes, so a lot of what I've been doing at least so far to prep for this month is really just preparing my garden. So going through and I'm doing a lot of taking out some of the spent summer things, the dead plants, because of course everybody's going to have some plants that did not perform well or got taken over by pests and all of that and all sorts of weeds. And yeah, I had a little bit of everything, I think. So, yes. So I'm going through, I'm taking things out, and then I need to make sure to, I always go through and add like a fresh layer of compost into my big garden beds, into my smart pots and things like that, and try to just rejuvenize the soil, you know?
Yeah, you make a really good point, Carrie. I mean, this is something that I think we've heard a lot, especially when we go down to the botanical gardens. People always ask, what do we do with our spent soil? Do we empty it out? Do we throw it away? I mean, we literally always like stop people like, no, don't throw away your used soil. I mean, it's literally, just a bed of, waiting to be, used and optimized. All you got to do, add some nice organic fertilizer, some, compost tea, or worm castings, and you can reuse that same soil. So definitely don't throw anything away. If you do have like tomato roots, they can sometimes get very vast. Get like either like a gardening knife or a shovel and kind of just break up your soil, loosen it up a little bit, and then mix in your compost, and then you can just reuse your same soil. So definitely don't go through the struggle of going and buying another 20 bags of soil to refill just because you think that your soil's waste. Definitely don't do that.
Yeah, so I saw Joshua's question here for tips for doing this as cheap as possible. I completely understand this. So I don't know what kind of resources you have like at home, but I will say things that I do personally. I do have rabbits. And I even had rabbits whenever I lived in a neighborhood with an HOA because, like, they're nothing, you know? And they give me so much manure, and I can just take that, put it immediately into the bed. I don't have to compost it, I don't have to do anything like that. I know that that's not something that everybody has, but I do want to mention that worm bins as well. If you have any worm bins going, you don't even have to have a fancy setup. You can just use like a bin. Like if you have just like a storage tote, you can just pop some in there and they do the rest of the work for you, really. You just have to keep them fed and watered. But really, it's just food scraps from the kitchen. Um,
Also,
Other
want to point
things,
out, oh, sorry, your
no, you're
local extension. Our local extension is super, super great, and I mean, Oklahoma is an agricultural state, so like every county has like at least one, literally. Check them out. A lot of times they already have free resources there that they want to get people gardening. So if you go there, sometimes they might even have, free soil or free compost, for you to take home, or
good.
sometimes they may, I mean, worm bins are another thing that is super popular and getting really common. They sometimes have the supplies for you to make your own there, or they'll, give you kind of guides on how to do your own. So definitely look up local ag extensions. And, they'll be more than happy to help you, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I do want to point out too that a lot of places, like I have several around me actually that have compost facilities for through like different cities. So a
Yeah.
lot of cities around you might have like different compost facilities, and you can get that for super super cheap. So that's definitely a resource to look into as well.
Yep.
I do see some people saying that they've lost us. I hope that we're doing okay. I see people commenting too, so
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I don't
The
know.
one time I don't have my check set up. Donna Plant asks, should I test fall soil? And I don't know how you feel about this, Carrie, but I am never gonna tell anybody to not do any testings. It's definitely something optional. I mean, if you're asking if you want to test your soil that you already used, generally, if you're, I mean, I don't know how you feel about this, Carrie. If your garden was pest free throughout the summer, generally means you should probably be okay. But there's never anything wrong with doing that second check. And also, I know ag extensions also offer that. I mean, some local garden centers. I think we forgot to mention that. Check your local garden centers as well. They also have great resources for that.
Here, sorry, real quick. I'm commenting into the chat because it does appear like it's several people from Facebook saying that they have issues. So
Oh,
it looks like we're still working on YouTube, but maybe not Facebook. Um, okay,
that
I
could
just popped.
just be Facebook server or something.
I'm wondering if there's something up with that. I don't know. So I'm sorry. Hopefully you all can still hear us. But anyways, yes, I saw a lot of amazing comments. I was gonna pop up too, and I lost it. Let's see. So, because somebody was asking, oh yes, so Jackie was asking. I heard you don't have to compost goat manure too. Yes, that is absolutely true.
You
Because
know
I
that.
saw this too. So goat, I I know several of them. There's goat and llama is essentially the same thing too, because we had llamas before too. Um, Now, besides that, those were the ones that we had. So I don't know of any other ones. Other ones I know that have to be like you have to let them sit for a while includes things like chickens and all of that. Um, Chickens, I never put that directly into the garden, and I just go through and put that into the compost every time I clean out that area.
Yep.
Okay. Um, this was a good call out too for like a seed
Yeah, I
library.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great call out too. Okay, so let's talk about a few of the amazing things that you can grow this September. Woo! And I know we're not going to be able to hit them all, but I do want to hit here. Look, really quick. So if you all go into this Let's Grow section, oh, sorry, my internet connection did not work great. But if you go into this Let's Grow section right here, it will show you the list of everything that you can grow right now. It won't look as bad for you. My internet's not being great. So, um, but you can see in here a lot of these things you can plant right now in your area, and it pulls from your location. So, it'll give you exact planting dates for your area and all of that. So, I do want to make sure I call that out for you too.
Yeah, we literally have this lettuce that's been growing on our windowsill. I mean,
Ah,
and
that's
like I
exciting.
know it's like literally just been waiting for it to get to the right temperature. But like I said, I know this is a fake falls, so I haven't set it out there just yet.
I know. I've been so leery to put anything out there right now yet, but so far, I mean, the weather's been great.
I know.
Um, really quick, alpacas too. Probably. I don't know 100% for sure. I'd have to look that up, but probably since they're very closely related to goats and llamas, I would imagine that too. Sorry, I saw that and I was like, oh, I definitely need to pop that over.
I thought you were gonna say you definitely need a pair of alpacas because I
Oh,
definitely
I
would have
do.
supported that.
Yes, I absolutely need that. It's for the garden, right?
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Yeah. Anyway,
Does
I saw
Amazon sell alpacas?
let's see. Okay, Cassandra, let's see. Help you with your squash. Did you post a comment? I'm sorry, there's so many people going in here and commenting, so I need to if I missed your question about it, pop it into the comments again. Oh, I see it. I found it. I went back far enough. Um, Only male flowers. So typically,
Mm, this
whenever it
happens.
first starts, I do feel like the males come first. And then afterwards, the female flowers will start to come out. But if it is a brand new squash plant that's just started flowering, that's probably what's going on, because that does tend to be how it happens. Um, but definitely, if somebody else has another suggestion, pop them into the chat if anybody has any ideas there.
Oh, did you say already grow another squash?
I did not, but yeah,
Oh,
go
yeah,
for it.
that's what I would do. Is just grow another squash, and hopefully you get some female flowers on that one, and they'll cross pollinate. That's my tip on that.
Yes, yes.
And then Kit asked, if I grew heavy feeders in my garden, should I try to sterilize or till any or fertilize or till any nutrients into the soil before planting again? So that would be the classic case of we'd recommend you, till in some compost, any fertilizers that you may have in there, to get it ready for the next row.
Or another thing, I mean, if you're trying to do it as cheap as possible, you can also grow things that will help to fertilize that soil too. So you could grow things, I mean, depending on your weather, you can plant a round of like bush beans there or peas, something along those lines, which will help to draw in nutrients into your soil too. So a lot of the times, like I'll try to rotate in like heavy feeders versus plants that will help to enrich the soil and do things like that. So you can do cheaper things like that, because I know people were asking about cheaper varieties. So
It's another one. Harry, he has fish. Can fish waste, old aquarium water be dumped to the garden? And 100%, as long as it's not a saltwater fish tank. But I have personally done this before. I had a
okay, I was
full,
gonna say I don't know.
yeah, I had a full planted fish tank, and so it was just natural filtration. And yeah, sometimes I would grab some of that water and throw it in the garden. I mean, there's literally a brand of fertilizer. It's called Fish Shit, and it's literally just like fish emulsion and fish compost, for your garden. So you can definitely do this if it's a freshwater tank. Definitely don't do it if it's saltwater tank. You'll kill your whole
Yeah,
garden
that,
if
that
it's
makes
saltwater.
sense. Yeah, because I
Yes.
mean, I use fish fertilizer on my garden a lot. I don't see how it would be different
Yeah.
unless you're adding a bunch of chemicals or, like you said, salt too.
And there is actually, I mean, it's hydroponic gardening. I mean, there's actually full hydroponic gardens that do like, I mean, vegetables and whatnot that are set up. And I mean, they'll have like up on top, you'll see the vegetables growing, and downstairs you'll literally have like full aquariums. Like sometimes they'll have koi ponds, like as their nutrient filtration system. So it's actually pretty amazing. So you can definitely do that.
Nice. Well, and Danny, I saw your question here. So if you do have any questions, pop them into the chat too, and I'll star them as they come up too. And at the end of this, if it doesn't go along with what I'm talking about, I can pull up the app too and answer any questions that you guys have too. Okay, so I mean, leafy greens are probably my favorite thing because, actually, so I will tell you, I was trying to go into the fridge today. I was going to make a salad for lunch, and I've had to buy some lettuce from the grocery store because I don't have any growing right now. And I pulled it out and I was like, oh my gosh, I've had it for like 2 days and it's already bad. And I'm like, oh, I wish I had it
Yeah.
growing. But I will
No.
say, this is 100% like the biggest thing that I love to grow in the cool season, because it is just it it makes me eat healthier, you know? It's amazing because it can just keep growing. I keep going like that because I'm planting lettuce right out there, right next to my kitchen. But I can just go out there, I can snip whatever I want and leave the rest. And then I don't have to worry about it going bad in the refrigerator. And it just makes it so much easier. And it will save me a lot of money because a packet of seeds will grow so many greens for me. And like one packet of leafy greens at the grocery store is at least like $5.
No,
um
that's what I was just about to say. I mean, it like you go to a grocery store and they're almost like discouraging to eat healthy because
I
like you go and it's
know.
like a head of lettuce and then you want to add some tomato and then you want to, the limes and it's just and it's pretty ridiculous, I mean, making a salad at home ends up costing, the price of a whole dinner eating out basically. It's crazy. And there's no
Yeah.
comparison in the taste. I mean,
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
there's nobody
Oh,
on this world that's saying that that a store bought groceries is better than homegrown. I mean, there's just nobody saying that.
Well, and I was amazed too. So my husband always says, like, the first time he tasted a spinach from the leaf, he's like, "Have I really been eating spinach my whole life?" Like, because I mean, really, like, it was just it's tasteless. Like, it's just
Yeah.
something I'll throw in because it's healthy. But if you grow it yourself, like, it tastes just so much different. It has so much flavor. And what I love too is I grow a bunch of different varieties of lettuce, and you wouldn't think that different lettuces taste different, but they do. And it's like I have my personal favorites because they have like just a unique flavor. Each one it has a different texture too, and it's like, oh my gosh, I just really wish that yeah, that more
Yeah.
people
Somebody
would
asked
do that.
Yeah, somebody asked the question too, like, aren't some seeds not able to be transplanted? And for the most part, like all the fruit and vegetables that are in a grocery store are, I mean, they're either sprayed or, kind of
Yeah.
bred to literally not produce seed. I mean, their number one thing why they're bred for is to be, to be like for a tomato to be kept red, nice, and not go bad, basically, because it's got to go from California, Arizona, where it's growing pretty much all the way across, like to New York and still look perfectly red for us to buy at the grocery store. So those seeds, for the most part, you actually can't um, seed them because they're actually bred to not be reproduced. As long as you're buying seeds from reputable places like Park Seed, that's how you'll know you'll be, safe seeds to use in the garden. But yeah,
Yes. Yes. And I did pop up this question too, because this is a great question. So, do you need a huge space for lettuce? Absolutely not. I mean, you
I'm
can
literally
grow.
growing it in a cup.
Yeah, exactly. I have just, I mean, I have right out there, I have like a little sunroom that I have a little raised bed that Dale built. And it's maybe like a 1, 2 by 3, 4-ish. I don't know. It's very, very small. But I grow a whole bunch of lettuce in there, and it more than feeds me and the family. And I like whenever it's growing, I pretty much do. I eat a salad a day, and it more than carry because it keeps growing for you, so you can harvest it, and then as long as you don't take too much from one plant, like it'll keep going. I just take the outer leaves and it just keeps growing for you, so you don't need a huge space at all. You can grow it in a little smart pot. You can grow it inside, even like I could grow it back here if I wanted. So there's so much that, or like you can grow so much lettuce in a little teeny tiny space. I even have my green stock vertical towers that I have here. I have a picture of it in here that unplanted, of course, but this one right here, I have that I usually do this in the fall. I'm really excited for it. That's what some of my lettuce over here was for, was to transplant into my tower. And these gives me so much lettuce. I just put a lettuce plant in each one of those little pockets and I have so much. Like seriously, you can
Nice.
eat on it forever. And so more questions about greens. So absolutely. So Lori brought up a good point. She said, I always thought greens in hot weather gets bitter. So definitely true. If it is, so this is why in the spring, I feel like they don't last quite as long. Unless they are in like part shade or something like that. But that once they bolt, they don't taste great anymore. But once they, but in the fall, again, fall gardening makes it so much better. Whenever you're harvesting it and it's cool out, it tastes so much better. Like that goes for so many different vegetables we're going to talk about. And I mean, lettuce is no different, and spinach and kale and Swiss chard. Because honestly, the first time I tried Swiss chard was in the like spring summertime, and I was like, oh, this doesn't taste good. And then I tried it again in the fall. I was like, oh, like it makes a huge difference. It's amazing. Let's see. Yes, I know. I'm right there too. I'm ready. I started some indoors just because I wanted to get a head start. And I'm going to be doing a lot more because I like to just go out there and literally just throw seeds because I just want a whole bunch. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to get through all the questions, make sure we don't have any other lettuce questions. Oh, I got a question here from Danny. Artichoke seeds. So no, my artichoke seeds did not sprout. I don't think they all did. No. Last I checked, I was gonna say I checked like right beforehand and I didn't intentionally look at them, but I was like taking care of all of them. But no, I've never had luck with artichoke seeds.
Don't
So
those
maybe
take a really long time or
you
no?
know what? I need to here, we can look really quick.
Or no, it might have been asparagus that I'm thinking that takes a really long time.
Let's see. Because it tells you how long it takes to sprout.
Oh,
So it could still be coming up because it says 10 to 21 days. So I guess I'm just impatient too. So mine have not come up yet, and fingers crossed it still will. But I went ahead and removed the here I can. I went ahead and removed the lid though, so that way I can raise them up a little bit and get them closer to the grow light because they were starting. There was a couple in there that were starting to get a little leggy. I was like, I need to get them closer to the grow light. So yeah, it looks like oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm still working on it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can figure it out together. We got this. Okay. And then brassicas. Yes. So I know we just kind of started talking about it. So I have all mine going right back here. They're right there.
nice.
Um, So I have a bunch of different broccolis and cauliflower and cabbage and all of those. I do like to get started on those indoors because I mean, I guess I could have put them outdoors because the weather's been amazing, but typically the weather is not this good and it does not do great in the heat. So I like to get a head start on them so that way I get a good harvest on them before they you know get hit with too much frost and all of that. So yeah.
Which is quite possible.
Yes, yes. But yes, my brassicas. So I'm super excited. I'm growing a lot of different ones, like purples too, like you said. My favorite is the purple magic. It's exciting. It's beautiful. It
I
tastes
mean, it,
terrific.
yeah, if you're like somebody who like loves growing like for looks, like Carrie, I mean like you're I mean we're not was walking through her garden. I mean it's literally like it makes you stop in your tracks. You're like, what is that? Like that it doesn't
Ah,
look real. And I haven't tasted it, but I'm sure it tastes as just as great as it
so good.
looks.
Yeah, so good. So good. I love it. This is a good question. Can spinach, kale, and Swiss chard all be grown together in the same raised bed? So, technically, yes, they can all be grown together in the same bed because they have the same nutrient requirements, watering requirements, things like that. The only issue you may have is that they are all like in the same family too. So, the same type of pests are going to be going after them. So, if they get one of them, they're probably going to get them all. So, typically it is going to be best to try to separate them if you can or toss in some companions, some herbs, some things like that just to try to throw the pests off the track a little bit. That's what I try to do. Yay, Jill. Yes, you definitely need to do that. Mine are doing great over here. I'm excited. Okay. And then peas. Oh my gosh. So again, I've said this a lot, but peas are one of my favorite. This is my favorite time of year to do it because they just tend to do so much better in the fall for me. I plant them out in the spring and they tend to give me like a small amount of harvest before it just gets too hot and they die off. Um, so peas are definitely do not like the heat. So in the springtime, they don't last very long for me. But in the fall, they just keep going and going and going and going until it
Yeah,
gets
and then
too cold.
this is another great one if you have spent soil, and you need something to fix your soil.
Yes.
Peas are nitrogen fixing plants, so they take nitrogen from the atmosphere and put it into your soil. So if you just have soil that really, really needs help, not a bad idea to throw in some peas in there, fixing nitrogen, and you also have a quick snack while you're in the garden too.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Seriously, I posted a fun video over the weekend of like of us all eating peas because I'm like, this is the best time of year. Like it is pea planting season, and I'm so excited. I'm even gonna be planting some peas in the front yard this year because I want so many peas. I want them
Ooh, I
everywhere.
think that'll look pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Okay, Robin says, I didn't get to start my brassicas indoors. Do you think it's too late to start them in my biodome? Um, I'm not sure where you live, but I will say that I mean I would go ahead and do it because it's better late than never for me. But double check the Seed to Spoon app and see what the dates say, and you can go in and do that.
Are those some kind you can just they'll just be able to direct seed if they're maybe a little too late of indoor?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I do a lot of like kohlrabi and things like that, which are brassica, and I direct sow that all the time, just because it is a faster one to grow too. So if there you go. If you are too late for the other ones, try growing some kohlrabi because you'll have time for that because it's generally like a month or two until harvest, and it does really well in the cool weather. And yeah, try that. Ooh, my favorite kind of peas. I have so many. I really do. So I have a what is it called? A snow here. Let me pull it up really quick so I can show you where I'm looking. So let me go back over to peas. Let's see. Okay, so this dwarf white sugar snow peas, I love these because they are easy to grow and they're not too overwhelmingly large, and they are like the perfect size for me and my kids to get to harvest. And honestly, like they're eating most all of my plants anyways before I
See,
can get
most
them.
most people have like rabbit and deer problems. Carrie has a kid problem.
I do. Those are my pests.
Yeah, how do you deter the kids from the vegetables? That's funny.
Just grow more, right? Grow
Yeah.
more. Um, I mean, really, you can't go wrong with any of these. But honestly, like the sugar snap peas are amazing. These ones are very prolific and truly do taste very, very, very good. I've grown these patio pride ones before too, and they are another really beautiful, like really great producing small variety of peas that I really like. So those are probably my three favorites, I would say, of peas. Oh, sorry. When I it took away the question. Whenever
Page in our area.
absolutely. So if you are in zone seven, I know because I'm in zone seven too. So I know that you still have time. So I'm going to be going out there. I got my pea area actually ready this weekend and got it ready to go. But you definitely still have time. Yes, yes. Snow peas are so good. I love them. I don't know. There's just something about them. Yes, and Sugar Snap. I mean, they all like they're just all so good.
And then I'll go ahead and answer this. MD, definitely, you definitely need to check out the Park Seed seeds. I mean, I've personally have like 90, almost 100% germination on all my seeds. It's a trusted seed source, so you'll know that you'll get good quality seeds. That you'll be able to touch. Reuse the seeds for next year. And you can actually store them for a long time. I know Carrie has had her seed book for years.
Oh yeah.
So definitely check those out. You can scan the QR code at the top left or just parkseed.com. If you download the app, you can actually purchase seeds directly from the app. And if you win, you'll be able to get free shipping on all your orders. So definitely keep commenting.
Yes, absolutely. Well, right now our app, so Park Seed just got a new website and they're through different ones. So we are working behind the scenes to get everything hooked back up. But if you are a yearly subscriber, you still have a free shipping code that you can use on parkseed.com while we're getting everything switched over. So yes. But yes, you get free shipping on all your orders from Park. It's amazing.
I'm sorry, I just had to laugh. We might have found another problem everybody has in their garden. They're
I
gonna
didn't
want us to
even
do a
see that.
live stream on this.
I know that's kind of funny. I should put it because right here I have a critters section with
That's
all the.
what you should do for that should be the April Fool's joke. The
I
top
should
one
put
should be
children.
children. Yeah, that'd be funny. And it's like if you know, you know, and if you don't, then you're questioned.
Or husband. There we go.
That'd be funny. We'll just have like a bunch of a list of pest plants, to keep them away.
Yes. Here you go. Here's some trap plants for
Yeah.
them. Um, so I would not do any sort of wild rabbits or anything like that. I would only I would get one like I got mine like through Facebook or something, like people are always like giving them away even like cuz their rabbits have babies and then yeah. So we ended up just getting a couple because they were like, we've had so many. And I was like, we'll take a couple. So that's where ours came from. But you can always find some pet rabbits on, I mean, Craigslist, Facebook. I mean, yeah, all of those places. Okay. Ooh, great question. Um, So really everything so far that we've talked about are amazing things. So zone 8 might be a little early to go out depending on your weather in direct sow like lettuce and things like that. But you can get a lot of these things started either indoors or I mean, even like things like peas, you can probably get it started now, but double check the Seed to Spoon app and for your location, it will have the exact dates. But I think you can probably go ahead and get like peas going. And a lot of these we're talking are super simple to get started with too. This is a great question. So it definitely can be challenging to have time to get rid of the summer plants. So if I have plants that are definitely like still producing and still super healthy, I will leave them. But if they have any sort of like pest issues or things like that, or weeds are overtaking them, or I'm just over it, even, I'm like, I'm going to make room for fresh things. But yes, I 100% feel you. Sometimes it's hard and I'm like, I really need space for my broccoli. So I need to clear this out because it's going to die here in like a week, anyways. So yeah, there just comes a time, unfortunately. Let's see. Okay, root crops again are definitely worth growing in the fall and something that is super simple, even for beginners to get started, because they are super prolific. Like, oh, they're amazing. Like, start with root crops in the fall because they will taste so much better for you. Again, whenever you harvest them when it's cool. And that goes for things like radish and broccoli. Oh my gosh, I'm losing it. Radish and carrots and beets and all of those. Um, very, very good. And these are definitely ones that you can get started now in most places and just keep them watered. I mean, really, there's not too much to do for them. Like, that's the beauty of root crops.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't I don't know what scares me about root crops, Carrie. I don't know if it's just maybe the fact that they're like growing underground and I can't see exactly what's going on. I think that's
that's
really
true.
what it is.
That's
But
true.
I make a promise that this year we'll definitely add a lot more root crops to
Do
our
it.
fall garden.
I'm
And
holding.
I mean, I honestly like seeing you pick stuff out of the ground. I mean, it's so much fun, honestly.
It is so rewarding, and the kids love it, especially when I do things like the rainbow carrots, or they have like, oh, Park has these rainbow radish. They're like a gourmet blend of their radish. It's so cool, and if you pull them up, like they're so beautiful whenever you pull them. I love it, and it makes it fun, and the kids love doing it. So if they are more involved in it, they're more likely to eat it, and yeah, so. That's my 2 cents on it. But I will say carrots can be challenging to plant just because the seeds are so tiny. And it can be difficult because you do need to make sure that you keep them moist while they're germinating, or else they're not going to germinate well for you. So once you can get them planted and germinated, then you're good to go. But some tips that I have, like I start with seed tape on like most all of my carrots, if I can find seed tape, I do seed tape for them just because it just makes planting so much easier. It's already all lined out and spaced out exactly how I need it. And so I don't have to worry about going and thinning down. And then if I'm worried about it staying moist, I'll just overlay like some burlap or something like that just to make sure that it stays moist and watered.
And
Yes.
I see MD. Oh, sorry.
Oh no,
MD,
you're
yeah,
good.
definitely. You're definitely can start starts for all these things. I mean, I always like to tell anybody who's on here listening who's a beginner gardener, don't let seed starting deter you away from gardening.
Oh no,
I'd say
yeah.
that's definitely like a like a level two thing for gardening. So nothing wrong with going to your local garden center, picking up a few starts and sticking them in some soil. That'll kind of that's your sure kind of bet. Your garden center is not gonna the good garden centers are not gonna stock anything that's not gonna work during that time. They'll usually wait around that perfect time. So definitely, if you're starting out, just start that way, and then maybe next year order a pack of seeds and try it out and start from there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I will say, like, there are some things that are more difficult to start by seed than others. So, your brassicas might be, I mean, they are one of the more challenging than, I mean, say, if you go out and sprinkle lettuce seeds. I mean, lettuce is very, very simple. So, if you do start anything by seed, like, have it be lettuce or these root crops, because root crops you definitely need to direct sow instead of start indoors. But yeah, definitely give those a try for seeds, and maybe try just getting brassica transplants this year, and then maybe next year you can try out starting them again. Oh, favorite carrot. Um, okay, I have a couple favorites. How much time do we have? Right, let's see. So I will say, I always say the rainbow blend just because it is the most beautiful. But um, for taste, I mean, I do think that there's something about the dragon carrots, not just the name. Here, let me pull them up. They are incredibly. Let's see. Let me pull them up really quick for you so you can see what I'm talking about. If they will pop up, they're under here. Right here. Yes. These ones right here.
Why am I not surprised that they're purple?
I know, right? That's probably what attracted me to them. But these ones are probably actually my favorite carrot to grow, and they don't have seed tape for them. So that goes to show how much I actually love this variety, because I will typically always grow everything with carrot with the seed tape, which is the rainbow carrots. I like the little finger and all that. But I always get these ones too, just because I love not only the look of them, but they do taste amazing as well. So I definitely always recommend the dragon carrots too. Love them. Let's see. I saw a couple questions about spacing. So, yes, I do sorry. I do square foot planting often. But for certain things, I don't, if that makes sense. So for things like the lettuce, I literally am just going out there and throwing seeds because I want as much as possible, and I'm going to be harvesting it a lot as they are younger, and I want to make sure that I get as much as possible. And I'm just going to be going through and thinning them out as I harvest, essentially, if that makes sense. But things like broccoli and cabbage and root crops and things like that, I definitely will do the square foot planting.
Oh, real quick, April said, for garden tank this year, try again. April, right now, like we're
Sorry.
saying, I mean, literally, we're saying right now is the best time to restart. You can literally go from now all the way until your plants die. I mean, you don't have to worry about any dates. This is why I love gardening right now, because you don't have to worry about, oh, when's the heat coming? Just get your stuff out there. If you really want to start super easily. Just go to your local garden center, just get some starts and just start a small garden and, start small and then go big from there. Starting small will probably be the easiest and best way to manage it, especially if you're, starting out and just want to get everything kind of dialed in before you go big.
Yeah, and I will say too, like summer gardening is difficult. Like really,
Yeah.
it really is because you're battling so many different pests and the temperatures and things like that. So it is not just you. Like a lot of people struggle. But that is the beauty too of fall gardening because fall gardening, the temperatures are a lot better. There's not as many pest issues. It's just and a lot of the plants are tend to be easier too. So definitely give it a try this fall and hopefully you'll have a lot better luck. Absolutely. Yes. But I will say I am a little bit more strict with kale about harvesting them down to square foot space, but I plant out kale very densely and then I harvest it as like baby kale and I eat that. So that way I'm using like the most space that I possibly can, if that makes sense. And then I'm making sure that the kale gets plenty of space because it does get quite large. So I always go through and make sure I only have like 1 to 4 per square foot. But yes, I absolutely throw out seeds and harvest them all as baby plants and all that. Okay. I told you we had so many things to cover because there's so much that you can do in September. I
Yeah.
feel like there's
Pretty much
hardly.
everything.
Yes. But and garlic is something that I always want to make sure that I mention because it is the time to plant garlic. In the fall, you have to plant it. Typically, like you have to. Like it is the easiest thing to do. If you plant nothing else, plant garlic is what I will say. Because you literally just pop one into the ground and that's it. I mean, it's as easy as could be. Like you just let it go until late next year in like the spring, early summer, and you can harvest it then. So really, you don't have to do much. They make an amazing companion plant because they deter a lot of pests, so they'll help you out in the springtime. There's so many benefits to growing garlic besides just having garlic around. It's very easy to grow. It takes the weather amazing because it needs to be frozen in order to do well. So 100% hands down, grow garlic. Okay, and then I'm gonna try to breeze through because I know we still have a lot of questions to go through, and uh, and we are running out of time. But chives are very similar again to garlic. I always recommend growing chives, especially as a beginner. So simple, and this is the perfect time to get it started. It is super hardy. It will come back year after year for you, even if it dies off in the winter. Like it typically will always come back into in the spring. Like it's amazing for me. I love harvesting it. I love using it. Even those little purple tops are edible and taste
Wow.
amazing. I know, even those beautiful purple flowers, the kids even love it because they go in there like, I'm gonna eat a flower. And then they they think it's so funny. But yeah, it's very good. Very simple perennial to grow. Same as cilantro. I always joke that once you plant cilantro, you will always have cilantro too, because if you let your cilantro bolt and go to seed, well, then it turns into coriander. So you can use that coriander too, but it will also just drop to the ground and replant itself so that next season you have more cilantro. So seriously, I have wild cilantro growing like everywhere in my garden. So I have like wild cilantro and wild zinnias like everywhere now because I let my plants do that. And then so a couple flowers. Calendula is one of my favorites that I always grow. It's absolutely beautiful. It does really well in the cool weather. It actually does pretty well in the heat too. So I like to grow calendula in both the spring and the fall. Absolutely gorgeous flower. It's actually growing right over here in my biodome, as well as pansies. I have pansies and violas, which if you guys were following along on our or on my social, I posted a video saying something that I had learned actually with pansies and violas because I started them in my biodome over here, right down there. And I had them, just underneath these grow lights, just like everything else. And I was like, why aren't my pansies and violas up like everything else are? And I started looking into it, and I realized that they require darkness to germinate.
Mm.
And so I was like, oh man. So at that point, I covered them. So I have them covered, but I actually just looked underneath it and I see a bunch of little sprouts coming up. So they are working.
That's
So
exciting.
I will share that. You see, I'm always learning something new too. And I try to always share that with you guys too, because everybody makes mistakes and everybody, like, nobody knows everything too. Like, yeah, everybody's always learning. There's always something new to learn.
Especially in gardening.
Oh my gosh, yes. And then, of course, like, I do want to share like all sorts of perennials, including berries, fruit trees. I mean, any sort of perennial flowers, all of those. It is the perfect time to plant out a lot of those. Um, so definitely give those a try too. It's very rewarding to grow any sort of berry bushes, and I have many growing in my smart pots. I like to grow them in like the 15 to 20 size, 20-gallon smart pots, and they are doing incredible. I have everything from like goji berries to blueberries to strawberries, even in that. Like, yeah, there's a lot of them.
We've noticed that, it's berries, especially blueberries, are becoming really popular for home gardeners to want to grow.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but they definitely do great in smart pots because something like
Mhm.
a blueberry, you need, something like a acidified soil. So if
Yes.
you are looking to get into berries, definitely try it that way. And you can bring them inside if you are going to experience super, super hard freeze. Put them in your garage, and that'll protect them. So definitely try that out.
Yeah, 100% agreed. It makes it a lot easier to go through and like amend the soil whenever you have it in a smart pot, as opposed to just like in the ground or anything like that. Like, it's a lot easier. And then I guess we have a couple minutes. I will touch on, I know we touched a little bit actually on this by mentioning like if you had like a heavy feeder in the ground
Mhm.
before, you may want to try to put something in to help the soil. But if you don't do something over the winter time, definitely do just a cover crop of some sort, just so your soil gets use, that there's no erosion, the weeds don't take over, or just adding more nutrients into the soil and all of that. And we'll have a special like workshop coming up soon that's more about like all cover crops and things like that. But I did want to just at least like yes, do cover crops if you're not doing anything else.
Yeah. And I mean, like something like the clover is super inexpensive. I mean, you can get a
Oh
bag
yeah.
of like thousands of seeds for almost nothing. So it's always better to have something covering it than nothing. If you put nothing, that you can really, deteriorate the quality of your soil that way. So definitely
Yeah.
add something.
And I will say I was super shocked. I've literally never bought clover in my life, and I had a bunch of clover pop up this year. I'm like, where did this come from? I was like, I will take it though. It was
Nice.
amazing. I was like, this is so weird.
Nice.
Okay. Well, I will answer a couple more questions here. And then we were do a giveaway here. I'm going through. Edvin, you want to pop up a few questions while I get the winner drawn and all that?
Yeah. Um,
Oh, did
so
you
Kim is
already
asking
update the
any.
winner here?
Oh, I did not yet. Any tips on where to find the elephant garlic to start, or any varieties besides the basic? I haven't checked yet, and I saw that somebody else ordered their garlic from Park Seed. That's something I always like to point out. If you are thinking about growing garlic or onions, things that have bulbs, definitely go on Park Seed because that's something that they literally sell out every year if they haven't already sold out. I don't know. I don't know, Carrie, and also I don't know what type of varieties they have right now.
If they aren't sold out, Park Seed does carry elephant garlic. I'm not sure if they're sold out right now or not, because they get sold out so fast because there's such a demand for them. So it's always important to get garlic ordered right away. I always feel like, but yes, I know Park Seed carries them if they are in stock. Um, if not, if you can find elephant garlic other places where it is an organic one, then definitely give that a try. Because if it's an organic, it wouldn't hopefully wouldn't have been sprayed. Okay. So let's go ahead and draw the winner super quick, and then we'll go through and answer a couple more questions real quick before we hop off. But so, congratulations. We're going to be doing a giveaway for our free 1 year free premium Seed to Spoon app subscription, along with the SmartPot compost sack, which is absolutely amazing. So, congratulations to Cassandra Blackman.
Woohoo!
So email us at info@seedtospoon.net, and then we will get you all hooked up with all your goodies. Yay! It's exciting. Okay, let's see. I have so many. Yes, and also I do want to point out too that the that right now the checkout isn't working at on our Seed to Spoon app as well too, just because Parksy got a new website and we're still working to get things to sync between the two. So if you are having trouble, that's the reason. But if you have a free premium or if you have the 1 year premium, send me an email and I will send you a code that you can use for the Parkseed website. So yeah, awesome. Um, if I didn't get to all of your questions, I am so sorry. I know there were so many questions you guys had. This was a great live stream. I think we need to do one just over questions here soon because there are so many.
Yes,
Oh
I think
man.
so.
Yeah. Maybe we do that next week and we'll here let me pop up this question super quick. Did you answer this one yet?
Oh, I did not.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
the blueberry is a super opportunistic plant. So I personally would not do anything less than a 15 gallon, like a 15
Yes.
gallon with handles. Here in Oklahoma, we actually have a blueberry farm. They're actually called Owasso Blueberry and Christmas Tree Farm. And they actually have pick your own blueberries. So I think they have like 2 acres worth of blueberries planted in smart pots. And they have theirs in 65-gallon smart pots.
Ooh,
And like their berries are now like 3 or 4 years old. So and there's also Blaze Family Farm in Texas. They do theirs in 100-gallon smart pots.
oh my gosh.
So
Yeah,
definitely the
I
more
just do mine
space you can
in
get.
like
Yeah, I
yeah, I just do mine in
yeah
like 15 or 20 and they do great.
yeah. Yeah. Well, obviously these farms they're growing up for production. They want to have enough blueberries for everybody to come and pick. So think about it like that. So, but if you have the space, a 20 or 25-gallon is great, and the biggest thing is make sure you use a good quality soil. Make sure you have
Yeah.
the correct pH for your blueberry. That's going to be the best thing. I mean, you can have a big container. If you don't have the correct soil, you're not going to get a single berry. So I would start at least a 15-gallon. 20-gallon is a little bit better. But at least that size. And like I said, if you're having troubles, check your pH, check your soil, and that should probably help you out.
Yes, absolutely. And yes, they sure did. So, yep. So soon we'll be hopefully synced back up with them again here soon. But in the meantime, yeah, if anybody is a yearly premium, just shoot me an email super quick. And let's see if I can here. This one works. I have this one up here. Either support at seedtospoon.net or info at seedtospoon.net. I answer all of them and they all go to me. So I'm there on the end of everything. So yep. Well, thank you all so much. And we'll be back next week. Well, hopefully, Edvin, I don't know Edvin's schedule, but I will be back at least next week, same time, same place. And if we're lucky, maybe we'll see Edvin again soon too.
I think we will. We'll be back from our other trip on Monday, so we should be good.
Awesome. Oh, Donna's requesting a session on berries. I think we do need to do one on berries here soon too. I like that
I think a
idea.
ton of people would be interested in that, honestly. So,
Yeah, yeah, let's do it. Awesome. Well, thank
alrighty.
you all so much for joining us. Hopefully, we see you again, same time, same place next week. Bye, everybody.